All right, welcome back, fam. It's been a while since we did one of these. Hope you enjoy it. Also, I want to let you guys know we're on a march to 1,000 subscribers. So, if you just happen to see this, go ahead and hit the like button. Support a technician, and yeah. So here we go. All right, so it's like 6 in the morning. Had a Red Bull, a couple of crackers, and we're on an outage, quite a few nodes down. And I've been driving it out, and this is what we find. You see that? That right there, that's a problem. All right, so it done got cold out. It's like 16 degrees. Might have been colder later on. Well, earlier today. And this is what I was trying to prevent. Bullshit. Fucking hanging cases, right? Because if they're not sealed properly, what ends up happening is, you got goddamn ice that'll form in the back of it, well, at the bottom. Yeah. So that's one of them. Looks like maybe a temporary fix was in play here, and the whole line didn't get replaced. And I bet you this is my problem here. Yeah. Looks like there might have been a garage here, which led to a fire. That garage looks new. And if we look closely, we can see charred strength member. Yeah, charred strength member. And look, fuck man, that's new too. Well, at least it looks new. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. So, now we gotta get this damn thing down without killing ourselves. That looks really close. So we gotta get this thing down. That thing's rock solid. There's a popsicle inside. It's gonna be a long morning. Yeah, so if we look closely at it, we can see charred 715 hardline. We can see the remains of burnt plastic still on the strand. Yep. And we can also see the charred pole here. Yeah. We got the case down. It's exactly what I thought, man. Improperly sealed. There's no butt plugs. Screw cap isn't even screwed down all the way for the gel seal to happen. I can't even talk straight. Let's open it up. Yeah, so it should be no surprise that when ice freezes, it expands. And it's pushing on all sides of this enclosure. Can't even get the motherfucker open. But we can see, like right here, it's goddamn ice coming out the wazoo. Whole damn thing. Goddamn popsicle inside. Might be like that on the other side too. You know, some technicians would recommend using a tent back here, but because of the uneven terrain and how windy it was this day, it just didn't seem like it would work out. So I had to just power through it. Still trying to get inside this thing. You know, if you can prep one case in your plant, you can do them all. So that's the reason why we're just going to, fast forward through a lot of this. Yeah, in your plant, it's not like you're going to have to deal with like a dozen different cases, right? The company that you work for or the company that you're contracted by, they're only going to have certain vendors. So in your plant, you should be proficient and efficient in prepping and building the particular fiber used in that plant and building the enclosures in that plant. Be an expert in your plant and you'll go far. Here we have ribbonized fiber. And then we also have a 36 count over here. So it's a safe assumption that the 36 count was the temporary fiber. Again, here, if you watch the other videos, the other fiber optic videos, we go through this. This is just bare minimum stuff here. Same shit, different day. Be an expert in your plant. So this is the absolute bare minimum repair work right here. Apparently these customers, it's about 400 customers, they've been down, I think since like 1 o'clock. Took me an hour to get here. Took me about 45 minutes to find this. All this is rear easement aerial. So if I couldn't access it with my boom, if I couldn't access it with my bucket, then I had to use my ladder. So I'm kind of worn out. Let's do this entire thing. So the OTDR came in handy, very much in handy. But the problem with rear easement, as plenty of us will know, is that there's trees back there. And when you're looking for damage, half the time you're going to be in a tree because of a squirrel. Okay? But this is what we found. We learned about the traffic ID in one of my other videos. So go check it out. All right, so here's just some random flashback footage, right? From warmer times. Always stay hydrated, fellas. Sun's out, guns out, you know what I mean? Yeah, so towards the end of August, throughout September and October, it's a mad dash for me to go through my plant. I cover all of Illinois, my plant, right? Increasing capacity and network redundancy, right? But towards the end of the spring, towards the end of the summer, all through the fall, it's a mad dash to find cases that have water in it, just like this. You can see there's rust on there. The rust comes from the bits on the inside. Now, if this much water could find its way into the case, and this is before it starts raining, right? This would have been a problem in the winter. And I'm glad I found it. Because water is a medium that light can pass through, you won't see this on an OTDR. It just gets worse and worse the colder it gets because the ice starts to freeze. The water starts to freeze. Okay, so back to our video. So I got my trusty Goodwill. I have my trusty bat here. So you might be wondering why I just didn't use my torch in the first place. Right? Time is always of the essence. Okay. The fastest thing to do is the fastest approach is always just to cut that damn case down and get right to it, man.
It's always the fastest approach. The problem that comes into play when using the torch is when you're melting the ice, right? When you start melting the ice, chances are you're going to burn the fibers. And if you burn the fibers, chances are you'll be back to square one. You'll be prepping a new line anyway. So just cut it off. That is ice. All of it. That's how come we can't get the fucker out. Probably gets caught down in there. That's the tray. You know, I've seen it where there's a big ass block of ice, and it fills it top to bottom, man. It's just ridiculous. It just fell to the bottom. Yeah, go ahead and lift this.
I got 50.
Ah, fuck. All right, here we go. Nice. There's a popsicle. This is like 50 pounds worth of ice, dude. It's not 50 pounds. It's 100. We can see the tray is trapped inside. And here's the problem right there. So the ice is pushing on all sides, and this is the reason why you don't use the torch. How are you going to melt the ice and not burn the fibers? Yeah, damn near impossible, man. All right, so there you go. All right, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with other technicians. I'm sure some of us can benefit from it. Comment below. All right, let's get the channel to 1,000 subscribers by January. All right, you guys have a nice one. Thanks a bunch. Peace.